to the RNC Woodworking and Design YouTube channel. This is the first video we've done. I'm excited, a lot to do, a lot to cover, but excited that hopefully you guys are going to join along for the journey. A lot of things we wanted to cover off on today, but today's video is about the 5 things we wish obviously everybody would talk about more in woodworking. As you can see, I'm a bigger guy with a beard who enjoys woodworking. I also enjoy whiskey and barbecue. So I'm not that different than everybody else out there, but there's enough of us out there, obviously, to make this worthwhile. So hopefully you guys enjoy. So, number 1, woodworking tools. Everybody likes to hear about tools, what works, what doesn't, what's worth the money, what's not. So we're definitely going to be covering off on some of that. We're going to be covering off on what tools are worth the investment, how you should budget out for some of those, some of the planning ahead of some of the, what tools you should get, which ones you need first, which ones are worth the extra money. So definitely keep an eye out for that, and feel free to drop a comment as to what tool you may want to see first. Got some ideas on that one, but stay tuned for that. Number 2, wood sourcing. A lot of people ask me all the time, where am I getting my lumber from? What kind of things am I working with? And truthfully, I try and source as much local as I can. I live in greater Chicagoland, and there are tons of trees and forest preserves around here that are, well, trees are coming down due to local disease, whether it's Dutch elm, Asian ash borer, some of the oak is coming down as well. So there's a lot of trees that are coming down, and the thing that I've found to be the best is actually working with local municipalities who cut down their trees on a regular basis. Golf courses are another great one to tap into. They cut down their trees, and a lot of times they have to pay somebody to come either haul them away or take them and not only cut them down, but then they turn them into wood chips and they use them on property. A lot of times you can get those entire logs for free. And the benefit of it is, even if you have to rent a trailer from U-Haul or whatever the case may be, a lot of times they have a tractor or something that can lift it up onto the trailer. So a lot of that is taken care of. When it comes to cutting it and milling it, if you guys go on to whether it's Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, there are tons of local sawyers. Everywhere you go in the country, you can find at least one within probably a 30-mile radius of you. And the benefit of that is you can work with a local sawyer, and you can obviously dry out some lumber that was cut down from your neighborhood or your town or the neighboring town, and obviously you can use that then as a selling point in whatever pieces that you're building. The other aspect of it is you can also work with people if they have a tree come down in their yard. You can come and pick up that tree or have the tree service drop it off wherever you want it dropped off. And a lot of times you can make pieces of furniture out of whatever somebody is looking for from their property. So let's say the tree comes down on their property. You can then take it and mill it. You do have to wait a little bit of time, at least a year, before you can throw it into a kiln. Air drying it does work. You're looking at about 1 inch per year of drying time. But the benefit of that is essentially you're getting free lumber. And 9 times out of 10, unless somebody wants a massive piece of furniture or they don't give you a really big tree, you're getting a lot of extra free lumber over time from that. So definitely something to look forward to and a way to get some locally sourced lumber. And if you can do a little bit more of the milling and you're willing to put in some time, it's worth finding a local sawyer because it'll save you thousands of dollars on the back end. Number 3, shop upgrades and shop hacks. I got all kinds of ideas on this. I have, over the past just over 2.5 years, moved into a larger shop, the one I'm in right now. I used to be in a 12-foot by 12-foot room. Last December, I upgraded a ton of my tools, and so I want to talk about which things have been worth it. I want to talk about shop layout. I want to talk about some of the hacks, things that have helped me over time, just create more efficiency, more productivity, and what things I would invest in first before going on to the next. 4, project pricing. This is one that comes up all the time. So more than anything else, I will tell you, if you guys haven't found the Made for Profit podcast, go to wherever you listen to podcasts, pull up Made for Profit. Brad from Frixis, Build That, and John Malecki, both are on that podcast. and some of their early episodes are about their pricing guides. I will tell you that their pricing guide is better than pretty much anything else out there. I have noticed a couple things as far as not only being able to become much more profitable, but actually learning what I should be charging. That's definitely something that takes some time. However, if you're in the early stages of woodworking and you're just getting your business started, whether it's a side hustle, whether it's something that you're turning into your full-time career because of other circumstances over the past year and a half, the best thing that you can do is actually take a look at Bourbon Moth. Jason from Bourbon Moth has a great video on essentially how to price out everything. I'll put a link to that one down below. When he started out, and I did the same thing myself, you essentially find people who are willing to have you build a project for them solely for cost. They know it's not going to be perfectly made because they're getting it for such a cheap price, but it allows you to show your skills, show your capabilities. They cover the cost of your lumber and you're putting in the free labor, and you're doing that so that you can build a portfolio of projects that you've built. The benefit of this is you can then have professional photography done that'll jumpstart your portfolio to be able to show to other designers, show to other people, and then on top of it, it's also going to give you an opportunity to hone some of your skills. So check out that video. It's definitely a great way to go. So take a look at the Made for Profit pricing guide. Take a look at Bourbon Moth as far as starting out. Number 5, the business of woodworking. There's a lot of people who are fantastic at doing the woodworking side of it, but don't know the business side of it. Part of the pricing that goes into knowing what your cost should be, how you put aside profit for tools and rental of space and everything else, that's a huge part of it. You got to know how much time you're putting into it, what your time is worth. But the business of it is also knowing how to grow your business, how to market it. I'm still obviously in the early stages. I incorporated just over a year ago, and it's been a whirlwind being able to get to the point we're at, realizing that so much of the business is referral business on top of some of the marketing side, but knowing how to price everything out to garner the right customers, and also knowing what your time is actually worth. One of the things that I noticed, especially over the past year or two, some of the projects that I've done that were under the $250 to $300 mark, unless it was somewhere in the $100 and below for a cutting board that I just made and shipped out. If it was a custom project for somebody, if it was under almost $1,000, a lot of times those projects would take a lot more of my time, and therefore I would lose a lot more profitability simply because the customer was wanting a lot more than I was able to give on what I valued the price at. So we're definitely going to discuss some of those things coming up. So with that in mind, stay tuned for future videos. I'm going to try and put out as many as I can. I'm hoping for about 2 to 3 a week. We'll see where we can go. But these are some of the things that we're going to be talking about on this channel. So if you guys have any comments, if you have any things that you want me to cover in initial videos, stay tuned. Drop the comments down below. Please hit subscribe. Push that bell button to make sure you know when a new video comes out. And hopefully we'll see you along the way. Thanks for joining in.